I think honest trailer first and then everything wrong with Ghost of Tsushima would be fair because let's be honest, honest trailers are usually pretty good. Honest trailers has only failed a handful of times. One of them being the time they did Danganronpa. I never actually played the game, for which they deserve a slap across the face. But other than that, they've been pretty good so far. All right, honest game trailers, Ghost of Tsushima. Let's do it.
From the developers that brought you Sneaky Raccoon Thieves and Super-Powered Millennials comes a new IP that finally does what everyone's been asking Ubisoft to do since 2009 and gives you an Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan, Ghost of Tsushima.
They're not lying.
Unsheath the extremely Kurosawa world of Ghost of Tsushima. So Kurosawa that they went and got the blessing of his actual estate and experienced one of the greatest achievements in optimization to ever grace the PS4. That shows off the limits of the hardware by seeing how much shit they can have flying around you at all times. And whose stunning use of color makes for some of the most impressive visuals on the console. That you'll occasionally stop for 45 minutes to do tracking shots in the photo mode.
Yes!
Which, coupled with a compelling narrative and smooth action gameplay, make a case for Tsushima as one of the best Assassin's Creed 2s ever made.
Yes!
As long as you can open your heart to the part of you that's a massive, filthy weeaboo.
I have the power of God and anime on my side! Wait,
Explore the vast sweeping landscapes of Tsushima as you use the wind to guide you to your next objective through a torrent of petals and leaves so massive that it would kill a man with seasonal allergies immediately. Then explore every corner of the island as you chop bamboo, follow foxes to shrines, pet said foxes, do an Uncharted for charms, loot graves for sword skins in ways that would disappoint your father, bow at anything and everything hoping you get to see frogs or butterflies pop up like an excited toddler, take baths in hot springs and think deep thoughts, invent the haiku, slaughter the few thousand Mongols you'll randomly encounter along the way, and pick up all the shiny supplies laying around like a pigeon with hoarding issues.
supplies!
Then, remember to do a mission occasionally, and return to the game's relentlessly grim and brutal setting that you'd completely forgotten about. Look, I get that there's an invasion going on and everyone's families are getting murdered and all, but this bird just showed me where a dope straw hat was. What really is justice without fashion? Work it, Sakai! Take on the role of Jin Sakai, a samurai that got 300'd off a bridge, then brought back from the dead to rescue his uncle and bring retribution to the Khan by stabbing everyone in the back as you recruit a motley crew of geriatrics to slowly take the island back one settlement at a time, while choosing between a dishonorable victory through brutal tactics or the honorable strategy of just walking straight up to like 20 dudes. In a story of revenge that explores all the ugly and immoral choices a soldier must make to fight against an overwhelming force. Except, you know, in a way that's fun.
Oh!
Slick combat of Ghost, as you unlock a variety of weapons and techniques to give you the tools for any type of approach, where you'll navigate through villages by crawling under buildings, through windows and tightropes that no one ever seems to look up at, to assassinate enemies with ninja-like precision, or just scream at them to throw down if they aren't total bitches.
Queen!
Then slice them up anime sword draw style, until you find yourself surrounded by literal mobs and face an onslaught of spears, shields, bombs, and arrows. Ugh, those goddamn arrows. Which will have you furiously changing stances to break their guard, until you're overwhelmed by sheer numbers and just start tossing bombs and knives like a madman. And when you finally cut down all the mooks, duel your real opponent in a mano-a-mano sword battle with none of your fun tools. In intense and cinematic sword battles that feel like they're right out of classic samurai cinema. As long as you haven't made yourself into a god by collecting everything in the world already.
My true power was my OCD all along.
How did you know about...
So unsheath that blade and get ready to blemish that honor for a samurai extravaganza that pays perfect homage to the films that clearly inspired it and creates an immersive experience that's truly best in its class. As long as you don't mind that it's making minor improvements on an open world formula that's over a decade old at this point. But because we can't have any games without controversy anymore, how's this? Subs or dubs? There's only one right answer. Please fight to the death. Starring, slaying with gin and juice, Rambo, Big Mama, total prick. Friendship ended with Ryuzo. Now Taka's my best friend.
Ugh.
Lord Mura.
Khan!
And Artax-san. Okay, wait. This horse can survive jumping off a cliff, but it can't survive 4 arrows?
Don't you...
Feels like you just hate horses at this point.
God damn it, they had to go there.
Assassin's Creed. Wall.
Goddamn Margaret!
That's
A
what...
haiku. Samurai's milkshake brings the Mongols to the yard. Honor claps both cheeks. Got things to say about stuff? FanLab wants to hear your opinions on...
Alright. They had the South Park. Thank you for subscribing. Amnaf, thank you. Sorry I couldn't say anything during the reaction, but I do appreciate it. Make sure you hook up your Twitch to the Discord so you can access the Council of Kuma thread and vote on the games that we play. Thank you. Everyone's shitting on The Last of Us 2. It's a meme at this point, and we all know if the Game of the Year awards just give it to the... Fucking... The Last of Us Day. What the fuck was that? The game's selling so poorly that Sony and Naughty Dog literally had to pay or coerce the other game companies to celebrate The Last of Us Day because it's tanking so badly. That is beyond embarrassing. Like, fuck me. That is so bad. And then they're gonna give it probably Game of the Year for some fucking reason, and then no one ever is going to watch the Game of the Year awards. It's gonna be like that Hollywood thing no one watches that's been dropping ratings for the last 3 years. Like, last year was 50% of the viewership of the year before. No, wait, 2 years ago was 50% viewership, and then last year was 20% of the 50% from the previous year. Like, no one watches it anymore. What was it, the Emmys or something, or the Oscars? No one gives a shit about it. The Last of Us 2 is outsold by Breath of the Wild. The Last of Us 2 is outsold by almost every single game available, including Minecraft, which everyone already has. It's compounding, yes. Compounding loss. So when they say it's only 20% lower than last year, what they mean is 20% of the remaining 50%, which is smaller. It's less of less. Well, the only reason Last of Us 2 is still selling is because people are selling their game at the used market. And they're counting that as a sale. That's not a sale. That's people dumping it while they still can. Game stores are refusing to accept it.